To have you. So, how is ISB looking like as you are in the campus right now?
Yeah, so it's a great campus, honestly, and there are a lot of things to do here. Will often not find time to do everything, but I think that's the case with most MBA colleges in today's world. And the people are really nice. They come from very diverse backgrounds, so we always have a lot of engaging conversations on the fly as we are walking or we are just sitting and having lunches. And yeah, you play with your professors, you hang out with your professors, you don't know if you're playing with your professor. I actually was playing frisbee the other night, and my interviewer was playing with me, who took my interview in ISB. So it's a very open environment, and everything is encouraged. Open communication is very encouraged here.
Okay, nice to hear that. So, how long has it been? Like, 1 week, 2 weeks, or
Yeah, it's 2 weeks completed now.
okay? So yeah, it's not that much. But anyways, so how does this program look like? How is it structured?
Right. So as per my understanding, ISB created this program like keeping in mind that the people who are freshers, people like me or people with like less than 20 months of work experience, they wanted to specifically tweak their pedagogy for them. And that's why they introduced this new program and they discontinued the earlier YLP one for people like us. And it really focuses on the foundations, right? So you will start everything from a basic foundation. We in the first term we have classes from in stats in basic mathematics. So we are really building from ground up to everything. And what sets this program apart is that obviously there's a cap of the work experience. So you are all surrounded by people with as much experience as you or less. So that really helps in making a coherent class. But that doesn't mean that diversity is not there because all of us come from very different backgrounds. And there's a doctor in our class. And it's one more thing that sets this program apart specifically is its focus on, practical learning. There are going to be very, like, I think 3 to 4 modules which require us to go on ground and conduct surveys for weeks and weeks. So this is something which I did not find in a lot of programs, especially in India. And that's what made me excited to actually come here and join this program.
Okay, sounds like a very intense as well as a rewarding program in itself.
Yeah.
So my next question would be, why did you like decide to apply for this program and why only this program? Because you also had offers from other universities. So why did you choose to have enroll in
Yeah.
this program only?
Right. So the the real answer is that I was always fascinated by ISB. I have known about ISB, like my elder siblings talked about ISB when I was still in my undergraduate. And I was looking forward to applying to the deferred program of ISB, which was a young leaders program, but it was deferred in nature, and for that program, I actually took my GMAT. But after one week of taking that GMAT, I realized that they have discontinued the program itself. But luckily, they announced this new program towards the end of October. And I thought to myself, you know, I have to do a degree in management. Might as well do it right now. And I did have some other offers from other universities, but then you do the entire cost benefit analysis, and this was a no match for me because I also have some added advantage as being the founder batch because they will actually hold our hands and like the batch size is very small, so that was very important to me. And therefore I went ahead with this choice.
Okay, great. And so because it's the first time that you have applied for this program, like you obviously would not have any past people who would have made into, so you can just ask them that, hey, how did you got this into program? Can you tell me?
Yeah,
So how did you manage that?
right. I just focused on the application, right? What they were asking, and then obviously you were there to help me, like in the way I want to answer my story. Uh, I tried to be as genuine as possible in why I wanted to apply for this program in my applications. And I thought, like, at the back of my mind, I always thought that if I am a good fit for this college, they will accept me. And it goes both ways. I think it's a great fit for me, but the college also has to think that you are a great fit for the college and the cohort, right? So that was always at the back of my mind, and I just made all the efforts in reflecting myself in through my applications. I did not have any like past to bank on because this is a founding cohort, and I did not know like what kind of people they would be accepting or what kind of people they are looking for, except the uh, except the sessions they organized, and they told us that they are looking for innovative people, which is a very broad category. So yeah, I went ahead and applied, and I left it all to fate then.
Okay. So with that on, like obviously one thing that everyone would be interested in, because as you said, it's like innovative people, it's like quite a broad category. So how did
Yeah,
your profile look like? How other people can replicate the same if they want to get into ISB?
right. So my profile is very erratic in a sense. I did my engineering from which Pilani Electrical Engineering. I thought I was really interested in electrical engineering, but then came the first year, and I also explored finance at that point, and I thought that wow, this is interesting. I should build a career in finance, and then I started building a career in finance in the next 2 years. But at the same time, I was also associated with the renewable energy club in my college and the social club of my college. And I realized that I enjoyed this part as well. And the true turning point came in my third year, like the penultimate year, where I got an opportunity to start my own startup. And so we did that. It was in sustainability, it was in an agri-tech field, and it is still going on right now. And in that journey, I realized that, you know what, maybe I need to upskill myself in and gain some other skills and leadership qualities to, actually be scale my startup to the next level, right? So that's when I thought that I should apply for an MBA as well right now. And because if you are working in a field like sustainability, right, which is very new and upcoming and forthcoming, and you need to have the ability to actually go out and learn new things. And that was one of the selling points of ISB, because in one of the sessions I attended in Mumbai, the admissions committee member said that this program is curated in such a way that it will enable our generation to actually keep evolving, keep upskilling, because in today's age and world where AI is like driving everything, everything is changing so quickly. You cannot actually acquire some skills and be stagnant. You need to keep evolving yourself as well. So that was the definitive moment for me that I realized that this is a program for me and this is something I want, because I am going into a field which is so uncertain, and I need to build my armor around that.
Because I know you from like helping you throughout your application, your GPA was on a slightly
Yeah.
on the lower end. So how did you manage through that? As I know a lot of people, particularly Bitsyans, would be in the same boat as you.
Yeah. Yeah, so as I said, I did not enjoy electrical engineering. My GPA was on the lower end, but I was very confused on how to like apply for top preschools with this GPA. And then you only mentioned it to me that, there's a very easy way you can offset this with your GMAT score. I was like, makes sense, right? So I completely focused on getting a good GMAT score, and to a certain degree, I did get a decent score in GMAT, and I think I was able to offset with that. But speaking more on that, I think with schools like ISB, it's they look at your entire profile, right? They just don't see one component of your application in a silo. They look at your entire story, where you are coming from, why you want to be in the school, what are your expectations out of the school. And obviously, academic component is a part of it because it's a proof for them that you will be able to handle the academic rigor of the course. But there are like multiple ways to demonstrate that. The obvious one is your GPA in your undergraduate school, but the other way is also your GMAT or GRE score. And the last and like some I've seen some people who have demonstrated in other ways, like attend like gaining scholarships, like some kind of scholarship during their undergraduate or something. So there are multiple ways. If you have a low GMAT, you shouldn't worry that there are a lot of avenues. That's a common myth that you need to have a very high GPA to apply for top B schools.
Okay, so yeah, essentially, if you have a low GPA, focus on your GMAT and your profile, and in that
Yeah.
way, you will be able to offset it. Last question, essentially. So, how did we play a role in all of this, making it happen?
In the first couple of months when I decided that I want to do an MBA, I was very confused on how to go about it. Everything seemed so daunting. You had these long applications, the 10, 15 sections that you had to fill. And I thought, wow, let me just chat GPT it. But that was obviously not the answer. Uh, so I started reaching out to different people for help. Like I reached out to a lot of seniors. I reached out to a lot of these consultants, right? And just to evaluate it myself, like where do I stand? And what I found out was that a lot of these people I met, right? They were very, like, for lack of better word, they were very money minded. It felt like it came off as they were very money minded and they did not actually want to help me with my application and portraying my story. But then one fine day I was just scrolling through my LinkedIn and I found your post that, I am helping people write MBA applications, and you were a bit alumni yourself. So I felt very comfortable in approaching you. And then you helped me. And in our first meeting, I remember you said that I'm not just like other people, and you know, we will apply to every school possible. There's no per school package, per school fee, and there would be one flat fee for everything, which was it was just a fraction of like what the other people were asking. And it was, in my opinion, it was just a token amount. And for me, it was something like, uh, if I it was a token of accountability basically for me, right? And that's what really helped me. And that's when I started working with you, and you really helped me with, you know writing the applications themselves. Because when you're writing the application, I realized that a lot of times you get into a tunnel vision, and you need some external expert to actually go through your application and find out the flaws in the application, find out the loopholes in the application. And that's a part you really helped me in, and thank you for that. And apart from that, you also really provided a lot of resources on GMAT and how to crack these exams. uh, that was really amazing. And last but not the least, which was a very assuring factor for me, was the no school no pay option. uh, and so this is the thing, right? Because the other people asking for such a large sum of money, and then there's no surety in that. And there you come and you are saying that, if you don't get an admit, like, I'll just pay you back, and let's get into it, and let's apply for everything we can, and let's give it our best shot.
So, thank you for the kind words, I'll say. I said it was the last question, but I'll do one more. So, how are you
Yeah,
planning these 2 years ahead of ISB? What would do you want to
right.
plan to do? What you are gonna pursue doing, and how you're gonna take the most advantage out of this admit that you have now?
Right. So I'll answer this in two parts. So I'll say something which is true for the most of people here, and then I'll say something which is particular to me. So we had this like session where the adcom was asking us that, what are you guys interested in? And the majority of the people still said that they're still exploring. So that's completely fine if you don't really know what you want to do after your 2 years. And the general suggestion is that you explore a lot of things in your first half of MBA journey. And that's what a lot of people would be doing in my batch. But for me, I am like certain that I want to get into sustainable finance or climate finance. And that's something I'm working on right now. I'm exploring how to build a roadmap to where I want to be right now and what all skills I need to develop. I'm networking with people. I'm talking to people on who are already in these fields, and how can I upskill myself? What kind of upskillings I need? And once I have that roadmap ready, then I'll just follow that roadmap.
Okay, so yeah, it's still like you're exploring, but you have
Yeah,
some things in
I
process.
just have a direction.
That's what's needed. So thank you for spending time with us, and hopefully, if someone has some questions by seeing this, you can always reach out to him. He may
Yeah,
or may
definitely
not
reach out to
respond.
me.